Hey guys, it's Nissan. I'm back again. Might sound weird to say that I'm back because when you look at my channel, you don't really see any videos. It's because I traveled to Switzerland in 2016 when I made some like 5, 6 travel vlogs, and I told my brother to edit all of them. And when everyone kept asking me about the videos, I took all the credit and told everyone that I edited them, etc. And due to that, he ended up deleting all the videos, which kind of sucked, but then again, it was my fault for taking credit for them, but whatever, that's done with. This video has nothing to do with traveling. As you can tell, I'm just sitting in my backyard. It's a beautiful sunny day, but there's a lot of problems happening on Earth right now with coronavirus and stuff happening and a lot of travel bans. So after all that's done with, I'll get back to making travel videos, or maybe even tomorrow or something I can just go to a few parks and have some videos there. This video has to do more with my personal life and what I dealt with my addictions and etc. And to start off with, it's gonna be kind of hard in the beginning to make such a video like this. It's not really easy, but I realize that making these types of videos will help me and one day help others as well. Hence, I wanted to make it. And being outside too, such a beautiful day, I realized why not just film this outside, you know? So for me, it all started when I was 16 years old. I had some problems in my family, not really my family as in my mom, dad, but like my cousins, etc. And I started to get into cannabis actually when I was just 16. And I got into it really fast, to be honest. I was surprised. That should have showed my addictive personality right there, but I ignored it and I started smoking pretty much every day. And after a year after that, I met this beautiful girl, probably the love of my life, which really didn't help at that moment because I was too young and I was too addicted into cannabis and just not realizing what was happening in life. Hence, after a few years went on, she ended up leaving me as well due to my addiction and other problems as well. After that, I kind of started playing around with alcohol. Nothing really heavy to start with, just a few beers, mixing it with cannabis obviously. I just liked the feeling, to be honest. It just felt good, you know? And then a few years went by, and in 2016 I got some bad news and I started to drink a bit more heavier things such as wine and stuff. Started drinking wine, which suddenly just turned into hard liquor. I started to drink Jack Daniels, which was my favorite whiskey. Time went on, I was just mixing both of them all the time, and then it came to a point where I had to quit, which was in 2018, February 23rd. It's because I went to Cuba, a resort actually, and for someone who's been to a resort, you'll know that you just get an unlimited amount of alcohol and everything. And for someone like me who was struggling with alcohol addiction, then it was just not the right place to be. And hence, I just drank from morning to night. Like, I couldn't even make it to dinner because I was always just too drunk, passed out in my room, and couldn't even get up, basically, like paralyzed in a way. So when I came back from that trip, I promised myself and my parents that I'm quitting this. I can't be continuing life living like this anymore, so I quit. The drinking, at least. So after I quit, I got more into cannabis, obviously, and bought myself a bong and stuff, and I was taking out the bong, going on hikes, etc. And even though I knew, like, I became a bit more spiritual because, like, for someone who's into alcohol, you know that alcohol can really bring you down as a depressant. But my problem was still not going away because I was still addicted to cannabis. And as time went on, 10 months to be exact, it was December 23rd, 2018, where I was at one of my friend's Christmas parties, and I decided, I was like, you know what, it's been 10 months since I haven't drank. Maybe I'll have a drink. Maybe I'll have some wine and just enjoy myself today. I can control myself, is what I thought at least. People knew about my addictive personality, and my buddy who was doing the Christmas party even told me, like, don't drink, man, like, it's not a good idea. But I told myself, like, you know what, I'm gonna have a drink, and I bought a bottle of wine, it's a few beers, and I enjoyed a drink. And like what he predicted, it just crashed from there, and I just started heavily drinking from then. This was in 2018. Christmas. Beginning of 2019, the beers turned into wine again, and then in March 2019, actually, I got some bad news that my dad got a heart attack. And for someone like me who kept drinking alcohol to solve problems, which isn't the solution actually, that led me back into hard liquor, and I started drinking Captain Morgan, which became my favorite drink, my favorite rum. Mixing Captain Morgan with cannabis, time just flew. I was just going crazy to a point where like it became my breakfast in a way, where I'd wake up and I just want to have a drink and smoke some cannabis, and then I can eat breakfast. Like, it came that bad to a point. Time went on, things were just getting worse and worse, to a point where a few weeks ago, actually, I was hospitalized due to liver damage. And that wasn't even my rock bottom. Like, it should have been, to be honest. My dad getting the heart attack should have been my warning sign, because, like, number one, he was very young when he got it. I don't want that happening to me. And number two, I really didn't want to cause more stress to my parents, but I ignored all that. I ended up in the hospital a few weeks back. Still wasn't my rock bottom. I started going to counseling after that, which was kind of helping a bit, but I was still drinking and lying to her and stuff, and just kept drinking. And then just a few days ago, actually, I tried ending my life. It wasn't really something I was proud of or anything, but it just kind of got to me. It was just too much of the booze and the cannabis, just mixing it all, kind of got depressing, I'd say, to start with. And thinking back to it now, I really didn't know what I was doing at that moment, but I felt like that's when I totally reached my rock bottom. Because at that point, I was just wondering, what am I doing to myself? Am I going to continuously live this way? Like, I'll probably end up dying from liver damage, or even just ending my life. So I chose to stop. Like, just cold turkey. And if you're too much into alcohol, I'm not really telling you to stop cold turkey, because you can lead into a lot of crazy symptoms and you can even die from it. But I knew myself that I wasn't really heavily into it, and I had a very strong mind state. So, and I started watching some YouTube videos about guys who quit, and they were explaining how making these videos helped them continue on as well. So that's why I decided to make these videos. Today I'm on day 4, actually, with no cannabis or alcohol, and I just wanted to kind of record my process into all this recovery and how I'm feeling, etc. The first day, I must say, was not the greatest. I was very anxious, couldn't really eat, and just wanted to drink, because it became a habit, kind of. It wasn't even I was addicted, it was just a habit that I had, but I broke out of that, and that night was probably one of the worst things ever, because I just couldn't sleep. I got used to just drinking and passing out, and I just couldn't sleep at all. But you have to fight through that, which I did, and I slept a few hours, and the next day, actually, I started to eat a bit more, and I started to realize that I have to drink a lot more water, because I was very dehydrated and just not feeling the best. So I drank some water and I went for a jog. And as anyone knows right now, with all this coronavirus stuff happening, all the gyms are closed, so I couldn't even go and work out. But I did some push-ups, I went for a run, and it made me hungry. And I started eating again and stuff. Day 3 went on. Nights were still the toughest. Some nights I'll have good sleep, other nights not the best, but I knew myself, I just had to keep pushing. So I'm on day 4 now, and I'm going to try to make these vlogs almost every day or whenever I can. And I just wanted to let everyone know who's struggling out there that it is possible to quit if you have a strong mind state, if you have a strong support system. And even if you don't have a strong support system, just remember that you can be your own support system, and your mind and how you think can totally change everything. For me, I was lucky to have a good support system. My friends, my family, they were all supporting me into this, but at the end of the day, it's all up to you. I was even lying to some of my friends saying I'm not drunk, this and that. I was lying to my parents saying I'm not drunk, but really I was. But at the end of the day, you just have to realize that who you're really lying to is yourself. So that's why I wanted to make these videos. If anyone needs help, you can comment down below, or I'll leave my email. You can email me, and I'm willing to help others as well. I started going to counseling, and she said that after all this is done with, I'll become a mentor there, and you can go and reach out as well. There's nothing wrong about reaching out. When you're an alcoholic or into drugs, you feel like you're alone at first, but you have to realize that there's millions of people suffering out there like we are, and it's okay to reach out. So I just wanted to say I'll be making these videos here and there to see, like, record my process. The main thing is you have to exercise, you have to eat healthy, and you have to stop putting the alcohol in your mouth. You just have to stop putting it. Like, no one's forcing you to drink, you know? You feel like someone is, but really no one's forcing you. It's just a choice you make yourself. Alright guys, so subscribe down below, and I'll get back to you guys tomorrow. And after all this coronavirus stuff is done, I'll be traveling again, so I'm getting back to travel vlogs and etc. Hope you guys have a great day, and in times like this, just remember to stay positive, have a positive mind state, and we'll all get through this together. Peace.